Welcome to the Immigration Report. We have massive news to get into today. There were major protests at the Grammys by celebrities like Bad Bunny protesting ICE. Also, Haitian migrants are on edge because their TPS about to expire and the Trump administration about to send in ICE to start their deportation operations. A major fraud has been uncovered in California regarding the homeless situation and the illegal immigration situation. And a lot more that we're going to get into throughout this video. So stick around. You don't want to miss this one. Also, if you want daily immigration updates without bias, please consider subscribing. Let us get into it, starting with what happened at the Grammys last night.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
So as you can see, that was Bad Bunny protesting ICE out. That has been a phrase that's been used by protesters over the past couple of weeks, over the past couple of months. Also, if you don't know who Bad Bunny is, he's basically a rap artist out of Puerto Rico. He's one of the biggest artists in the world, and he's going to be performing at the Super Bowl, which is why this is drawing massive backlash by conservatives online. Also, we had other celebrities protesting ICE at the Grammys. Here's Billie Eilish.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and I say sorry.
So here's Billie Eilish pretty much saying no one is illegal on stolen land and that you should F ICE. She said it at the end, but it was blooped out. And here we have Shaboozey. He became one of the biggest country artists doing country music, and here's him essentially protesting against ICE as well.
Immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, so this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much.
So that was Shaboozey saying immigrant built this country. And there were a lot more celebrities that were protesting ICE. A lot of them showed up with pins that said ICE out or F ICE. And they're receiving a lot of backlash online because right now the Grammys are being perceived as a platform, as a political platform, and not a platform to recognize music and to recognize musical talent, because everyone at the Grammys were essentially protesting ICE, which shows a partisan divide in this country. Let me know in the comments what you think about all these celebrities protesting ICE. Do you agree with them or do you disagree with them? Now let us move on to our next story regarding the Haitian immigrant migrants. So if you don't know what's going on in Haiti, the country has been devastated by natural disasters, by a whole bunch of political violence and gang violence as well. And right now the country is essentially being ran by gangs. So as a result of that, you had a whole bunch of migrants who came to the United States and was given temporary protected status. And right now the Trump administration, he's going to be ending that temporary protected status and essentially move to deport these Haitian migrants. And two main cities are bracing for these operations. We have Springfield, Ohio. If you don't remember Springfield, during the 2024 election campaign, J.D. Vance and Trump, they were talking about what happened in Springfield, Ohio, that Haitians were eating cats and dogs. And that is when Springfield became the center of the Trump's administration immigration message during the 2024 campaign. And Miami as well, they're bracing for these operations because Miami has a huge Haitian population. And let us take a look at these reportings.
The city of Springfield is bracing for change starting next week. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says temporary protection status for Haitian immigrants will come to an end at 11:59 p.m. on February 3rd. Officials are preparing for the potential of ICE agents to be present in Springfield. Advocates for the Haitian community say there is fear among ICE's response amid recent events in Minnesota. State and local officials have been in contact with federal immigration officials, but say there hasn't been any guidance on what the city's responsibilities are or details about how and when enforcement could be carried out. The governor denouncing the potential deportation of Haitian immigrants, saying it's not ethical amid the current status of their country.
So right now, Springfield is on edge and there's limited information coming out of there. They haven't signified if they're going to work with ICE or if they're going to try to put up a fight and resist ICE. Unlike Miami mayor, who's essentially trying to put up a fight. Let us take a look at this reporting.
City of Miami Mayor Eileen Higgins drawing a line in the sand with ICE. She joined Jim DeFeeti on Facing South Florida this morning. Higgins says an agreement signed by the city of Miami with the federal agency before her term in office is difficult to unwind. Many cities signed the agreements after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis issued a requirement that local municipalities cooperate with ICE. Now, Higgins says her intent as mayor is to comply with the law, but she stressed the city is not going to help ICE beyond their legal obligations.
In my community in South Florida, we are the most affected. ICE and its tactics have been in my community for over a year. They have been causing great fear and terror in our residents.
And that's Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan, I should say. Higgins pointed to the approximately 15% of her city's residents that are under temporary protected status. She says ICE enforcement in these communities has driven many people into hiding.
So as you can see, Florida is a pretty red state, and the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, he issued a requirement for cities to essentially work with ICE. And the city of Miami, they already signed that agreement. And now this incoming mayor, which I think she won the election in 2025, she's essentially trying to circumvent that. She states that she's essentially going to try to work with ICE, but how she's speaking and the messages that she's been putting out, it doesn't really seem like she's intent on essentially cooperating much or going beyond what those requirements are that were issued by the Governor Ron DeSantis. And here we have a Congresswoman, Frederica Wilson, on this matter. She represents the 24th District out of Florida.
And they are terrorized. They're terrorized. Haitian nationals. This is cruelty, this is inhumane, and this is a death sentence. Because we already know the consequences. Because in Haiti, there's open warfare.
So she went on to say there's a whole bunch of stuff happening to women and children. I'm not going to play that on YouTube because YouTube likes to shadow ban people regardless of whoever says the message. So as you can see, temporary protected status is about to end for these Haitian migrants, which is over 350,000 individuals. And Haiti has been ravaged by violence. Right, and the Trump administration is about to start their deportation operations. Let me know in the comment section what you think, if the Trump administration should continue with this operation or if they should figure out a way how to essentially extend TPS for these Haitian migrants. Now, let us move on to our next story, which takes us to sanctuary cities. The Trump administration a couple months ago, he essentially promised to cut off funding for sanctuary cities. Let's take a look at this reporting.
And Los Angeles is among the sanctuary cities bracing for their federal funding to be cut off as soon as this morning. The president promising a crackdown on cities across the country that are resisting the administration's immigration enforcement policies. News Nation's Marcus Espinoza is here with the details. Marcus, good morning. What do we know about the president's plan to cut off funding for so many cities across the country?
Hey, Hannah, good morning. So as you know, the president will often announce things and then figure them out as they go. And that is seriously the case here as well. Today is the date that the president has said he would begin halting funding for sanctuary cities, but there are many unanswered questions left.
So if you don't know what sanctuary cities are, so it's basically these cities that are pro-illegal immigration. They essentially have a whole bunch of programs to help illegal aliens, plus they don't work with ICE or other federal law enforcement to deport undocumented individuals. And here we have an article by News Nation as well that states that February 1st is the day President Donald Trump has said he would begin halting funding for sanctuary cities, but many unanswered questions remain. The president has alluded to this several times in recent weeks, including in his Truth Social post announcing that deadline and saying that if states want sanctuary cities, they would have to pay for them. He also spoke about it when he was recently in Davos, and here is that clip from Davos.
I have directed that starting immediately, there will be no more payments to sanctuary cities because they are really just sanctuaries for criminals. They're really protecting criminals, and those are the ones we have to get out of the country.
And there you go. Today's February 2nd. So yesterday was February 1st, which means sanctuary funding should have ended, but we still haven't gotten any information as to which programs were cut. But while the administration has not finalized a full list of target, experts anticipate the freezes will impact critical local departments, including housing, public health, emergency management, and education. Direct law enforcement assistance such as justice grants is also at high risk. So we don't know exactly what's going to be cut, but what we do know based on previous actions taken by states and cities is that they're probably going to sue, they're going to take it to some court, and some judge essentially probably going to block this action, and we'll see it play out in the courts. Now, let us move on to our next story, which brings us to blue states. Blue states are now moving. They're launching a scheme to essentially obstruct ICE. And here we have an article that states that several deep blue states are promising to obstruct law enforcement by publicly tracking the movement and doxing of federal officers. In the states of New Jersey, for instance, Democrat Governor Mike Sherrill has announced that the state has debuted a portal where citizens can track and report the activities of immigration and customs enforcement officers. In another case of insurrectionary activity, the mayor of Seattle, Washington, has also advocated for doxing and subverting federal law enforcement. And here we have a video of churchgoers practicing how to essentially impede ICE. Let's take a look at this video.
Get your cameras out! You gotta watch, you have to show us on the real sport! You have to show us on the real sport!
While we do not know if these are actual churchgoers, it's being reported, right, that this took place in St. Paul's United Methodist Church in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where we see people, they're actually training to impede ICE and impede law enforcement. Now, let us move on to our next story, which takes us to Boston. So Boston's Mayor Wu, is coming under increased scrutiny over a clip of her pretty much saying that all illegals, or not all illegals, but everyone from all over the world is welcome into the United States, and everyone deserves to be in the United States and deserve to be a citizen. Let us take a look at this video.
Every person, every human being has the legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter.
So that was Boston's Mayor Wu, saying that everyone is welcome into the United States to seek shelter or asylum. So if that's the case, then we shouldn't have a border. We shouldn't have any types of sovereignty, if that is the mindset that she want to have, and based on her worldview, that everyone is welcome, people from all over the world. It doesn't matter on your ideology. It doesn't matter if you hate America or whatever the case may be. And here we have Chuck Schumer on that very same matter in regards to who deserve to become citizen. Take a look.
Short of workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So while I do agree with Chuck Schumer that immigrants should be welcomed in the country, we have to distinguish between migrants that are coming here legally and illegally. People who wait in line for years, go through the proper process, and come to this country and embrace this country, versus people who essentially try to cut the line and oftentimes come to this country and try to essentially cause mayhem and chaos throughout communities. So now let us move on to our next story, which takes us to California. So Benny Johnson went to California to investigate the homeless situation. So if you don't know, California has the largest homeless population, and as a result, they spend billions of dollars per year to fight this situation, and it's not getting better. So what Benny Johnson found is that a lot of that tax dollars that's allocated to fight the homeless situation is being used to house illegal immigrants. Let's take a look at this reporting. I would recommend going over to Benny Johnson's channel to watch the entire video where he exposes a lot of this fraud, but let's take a look at this segment from his video.
In the middle of our interview with Sheriff Bianco, we had a whistleblower reach out with bombshell evidence from the top levels of a homeless industrial complex nonprofit located in California. We confirmed their identity and confirmed their information, and what they told us was shocking. They told us that the homeless industrial complex isn't there to help out homeless people at all. We're missing the whole point. Here it is.
I just want to say thank you for this tip. So you believe or you know that the homeless shelters are being used by illegal aliens?
No.
What percentage?
50%, 60.
Do they ask for any type of documentation or proof when you go in there?
They only ask for, like, if they have a passport or an ID.
You say that the shelters for the homeless are being used by up to 60% illegal aliens, and that they're able to just stay there and live for free and get everything that they need.
Yeah, they stay from like a year and a half, stuff like that. Sometimes it's like an entire family. It's gonna sound crazy. One of the shelters, this Russian family, they're driving a brand new BMW.
This is unbelievable. You see other luxury items like cell phones and stuff?
Oh yeah, everybody has new stuff. They're dressed well. If you see any of these people on the streets, you can't tell they're homeless.
So the video went on to investigate and expose a lot more. So good job on Bennett Johnson getting out there, getting on the ground, exposing a lot of these fraud that's taking place. But it is wild that 50 to 60% of these housings that were built for the homeless population is being occupied by illegal aliens. So California definitely needs to be investigated, and whomever is in charge of this fraud needs to be held accountable. And that brings us to the end of today's immigration report. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. If you want daily immigration updates, please consider subscribing as well and liking this video. Thank you.